Insidious is one of the new legendary weapons from the Vow of the Disciple raid, and I am so happy to have an aggressive frame pulse rifle back in Destiny 2. After stupidly dismantling my 5 out of 5 god roll on the Sacred Providence, which was an absolute slapper when I heard sunsetting, this 4-round burst pulse is a must-have for all Guardians. I am JT Goonie, and in this video, we're going to be talking all about the Insidious pulse rifle, and if you are new here and you enjoy this Destiny weapon review, consider getting subscribed because I make videos just like this, so stick around and join the community. I'll have a link to the Discord where you can come in and chat with us, and we have a lot of fun over there. We'd love to have you. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about stats because this one is definitely a diamond in the rough. So at base, we have an impact of 35, a range of 77, which is kind of nutty considering the fact that this is that aggressive frame, and they are known to have better ranges, but 77, I believe, is the highest base range that we've had on any of those aggressive 4-round burst pulse rifles. Stability of 64, handling of 34, a reload speed of 41 with a recoil direction of 78, which necessarily isn't the best, but we can definitely make up for it with some perks. The base stats aren't really the best on paper, but once you start slapping on some barrel and mag perks, that's where this thing gets real freaky. And if you get the right roll, you can keep up with even some of those higher range, high damage weapons like high range palindrome rolls, ace of spades. You can keep up with some other pulse rifles that are in the meta right now. You can keep up with auto rifles, snipers. If you're able to dodge sniper shots and get those headshots off with some of the rolls that we'll talk about in the PvP section of this video, this thing is definitely a menace. We'll talk about PvP here in a second, but again, if you guys like this video, you should get subscribed. Alright, let's get into the longer part of this video. This one's going to be a doozy because we have a few options in terms of speccing this weapon, and it's highly going to depend on how you like to use pulse rifles. I'm going to start with the barrel perk, Arrowhead Break, because it's the only one that won't change no matter how you use it because of the fact that it gives this weapon 100 recoil direction as well as bumping up the base handling from 34 to 43, which is straight gas for this archetype. Without it, you'll be sitting at a 78 recoil direction, which in my opinion is going to be way too low, seeing as how this is a slower firing weapon than a lot of the other weapons in the game. As far as barrel perks, this is where we get to talk about a couple of options. Something that really wouldn't be as great on other weapons, I feel like this weapon benefits from a ton, which is going to be Flared Magwell. With a bump to stability and a bump to reload speed, it brings it up to par with some of the other weapons as far as dueling goes. This weapon is a range king, so having that higher reload speed with more stability is only going to make winning those higher range engagements even easier for you. Perk 1, we have some PvP options on this pulse rifle. Heating Up, Rapid Hit, and Demolitionist should be your first picks, with Stats for All being a great option for the increased reload, handling, and range and stability. Rapid Hit will give you a more immediate benefit because each bullet that you hit a crit on will give you 1 stack of Rapid Hit, and with 4 stacks you're going to be sitting at 100 reload speed. Heating Up is more of a win later perk in the fact that you have to land a kill in order to get that increased ability. Demolitionist is good if you're running a grenade focus build like the Stasis Hunter or Evolved Warlock. Sleight of Hand can be spicy if you can use it to its full potential because it's basically Harmony but giving you a stat bump instead of giving you that damage bump, which can be great if you're playing a little bit more aggressive and pick more challenging fights that a reload and handling buff would come in handy. In perk 2, we have a few flavors to choose from, with Rampage being at the front of the line, followed closely by Adrenaline Junkie for all you grenade throwing crazies out there. I suppose One for All could be a great option if you don't mind getting some assists and then slaying out with the increased damage, but that would mean playing very, very carefully and making sure to hit those targets. I hate to even say it, but this weapon is going to be an absolute problem in Iron Banner and maybe even Trials with an One for All build. If you want to play it safe and consistent though, going for Rapid Hit Adrenaline Junkie with this roll, we are reaping all the benefits of having increased stability and reload as well as getting more damage and handling out of Adrenaline Junkie, just from getting a kill with this weapon or a grenade kill, which is going to be stupid good, especially for those super fast engagements, especially when you got more than you and another teammate fighting one enemy. But the runner-up role to me, and the off chance you don't get the right barrel perks from the raid drops, is going to be Heating Up for that pretty decent bump in accuracy and stability, as well as improving that recoil direction in Rampage, because getting damage increases after 1 kill while basically lasering people with ease is never a bad option. You can take this thing into PvP and have tons of fun with it regardless what role you have, unless obviously you get some of the lower end roles, but these roles that I've recommended are definitely fire in PvP, and I think you guys will like them. Moving on to the reason I am so pumped about this pulse rifle is the fact that I don't have to chase basically any other pulse rifle for a while. If you guys have been subscribed to the channel for any amount of time, you know how I feel about pulse rifles. The main role that I want to talk about is going to be, again, arrowhead break and flared magwell, or accurized rounds if you can't get flared magwell. Those aren't really going to change all that much, but we're going to go rapid hit and vorpal weapon. For mini boss damage, this is huge. Rapid hit giving you that stability and reload increase, and vorpal weapon doing increased damage to bosses. This is going to be crazy in those high level activities such as Grandmaster Nightfalls, Master Raids, the dungeons, even some of those lost sectors. We're going to be putting up more numbers than LeBron and the Lakers, a great backup for when you run out of heavy ammo or special ammo, which in the new raid seems to happen all the time, so you're definitely going to want to keep this specific role in the back of your head. Literally, the yin to that first roll's yang, though, is going to be Dragonfly Rampage. Okay, I get it. Yes, this is an arc pulse rifle, and with void weapons like Arc Web and its insanity of a perk pool kind of stealing the spotlight, this weapon still stands out. It has some crazy stopping power with this roll. Arc 3.0 is right around the corner. You're going to want to craft this one when Arc 3.0 comes out, and the amount of synergy that we're going to have causing all those explosions with Dragonfly is going to be crazy. It triggers Rampage, but not only that, it triggers One for All as well. From each kill that you get with the explosion, and with One for All, you only have to hit them with the explosion. Insanity. But whatever ability perks we are going to come with the sandbox changes to the arc subclass, this is going to be a really good option for either clearing ads or doing gigantic numbers in damage. Just some food for thought. One for All stands out to me in PvP because hitting 3 enemies is going to be a lot easier in PvE than it will in PvP, and the increase in damage will get you out of some sticky situations if you don't have Rampage roll or just flat out don't really care about Rampage. Firefly paired with One for All is also that insane combo like I mentioned before, because again, those explosions from Dragonfly do activate One for All, and it's absolutely crazy because you get a higher damage buff when it's active. In that perk 2 slot, we have a new perk, Adaptive Munitions, which in my opinion is an A tier perk and will be really good for solo content such as dungeons, legend and master lost sectors, for when you won't be able to cover all shields, but this then definitely will handle itself. This perk will adapt its damage output and damage to whatever elemental shield you are shooting. Solar and void shields won't be such a hassle to take down if you can't use a solar or void weapon for whatever reason in whatever activity you're doing. It does take that damage perk slot, but the practicality of it just makes it such a good option. Overall in PvE, this weapon will definitely put up numbers, so you guys might want to get some good rolls. Try to get those red borders out of the raid because crafting this thing is going to be crazy, and with those enhanced perks being available, it's going to be even crazier. This is a dumb weapon that we all need. Stop sleeping on it. After not having an aggressive frame pulse for a while, it's nice to have something that's hard hitting and has great rolls. The last one that I can remember that had a roll as potent as this weapon's perk pool was the Sacred Providence from the Garden of Salvation with its rapid hit kill clip roll. Overall, I'm a huge fan of Insidious, and I feel like a lot of Guardians are going to be using it once they get their hands on it. What rolls are you guys using? Do you like this pulse rifle, or are aggressive frames really not your style? Let me know down in the comments, and you guys should definitely get subscribed. This has been another JT Gooning video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.